Well, good afternoon. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Audire Astra. Hello, Tommy. Good to see you there. Welcome aboard the Audire Astra. I am streaming from a hotel room with a headset mic. So, things are gonna be a little scuffed today, probably. But I didn't want to wait for the Honkai Star Rail main quest, so we're gonna see how far we can get today. It is quite late, I am tired. Yes, that's also one monitor, so I have to, and I don't have my stream deck, so I have to manually change screens. Here we go. Is it working? Oh wait, I need my... I just realized I need my phone. To look at chat. Otherwise I can't see chat. Oh, I need to pull up my own live stream. Ooh, I'm gonna be your own viewer today. So what am I... Why is my phone disconnected from the Wi-Fi? How do I sound, by the way? Well, he told me I didn't sound too different from usual, but... which I guess is good. I'm gonna pull my own live stream up. Here we go. How do I pull down, or do I see the chat on YouTube channel? Or how on earth do I see the chat on phone? Do I need the... don't I use the app? Ugh. Is that what I have to do? Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, here it. Joking, a little audio balance. Okay. It's working on... okay, now what's going on? That way, now... it's not capturing... oh, I need to restart in admin mode, my bad. Okay, I think we're back. Are we back? Game is loud. Turn it down to 4. How's this? Let's see. Looks okay to me. Oh wait, I have it boosted. No OBS for some reason. Okay. Alright. There we go. Let us continue with the main story. Da-da-da-da. Right, last time we were down home. So how has your week been, Tommy? But considerably less Audire than usual. Have you been enjoying the break? Oh, great. Now my... shop is not updating. Blow up. This may have been a bad idea. Hmm. No, wait. No, that wasn't it. Oh. What is going on? Okay, so in Chrome Mobile in the web browser, it doesn't show the chat. And in the YouTube app, it's showing. Actually, it's not even showing my stream anymore. God, why is this? Oh my god. Why is this? Why can you just... Oh my god, what is happening to my audio? You guys hear that crackling too, right? What is up? It was fine until I hit the go live button. As is always. What happens? I didn't think... Admittedly, I did not test having my chat pulled up on my phone. I thought that would be the easy part. Okay. Alright. Alright, I have it pulled up again. Let's try this. Okay. Ready. Canvas, you don't need to see all the details. Then I would have... It would be even more scuffed. That would lead to even more scuff. Because I'd have to, like, resize the window and things. And reset it up in OBS. I think pulling up chat is faster. Resolution and sound still mean... What do you mean the resolution? Oh my god. Oh. Jesus Christ. Okay. Resolution. Wait, there's a fit to screen. Isn't there? No, I go fit to... That is not fit to screen. Oh my god, OBS, you piece of shit. There we go, okay. Okay.
Nice.
Alright, we are ready to go. I didn't give up because I knew I shouldn't be able to just have chat pulled up on my phone.
Really now? This is way more trouble than I could have asked for.
Yeah, wait. I see, what were you expecting exactly? Like, actually. Silly girl. Need her hand down on
back and watch.
I can't tell if you're serious or not, but being hard to read isn't without its perks, I suppose.
I'm kidding, Danny. Lend me a hand, pretty please. All right, now let's get him.
Can we get Kyle Heising here? I don't think so. Yeah, we got.
Step up, let's see ya.
Ow.
Life is not as you wish. Mimi!
Restore another HP. Sure, why not?
It's coming! I feel that flame!
Do you think the game is still too loud? Okay, how about that, Tommy?
Delivering more!
That's all you got? Time to mix things up. I like the compass. Nice,
Ow.
my friends. Indulge yourselves!
Embrace a new life.
I'm yeah. This Casualize is definitely more of a
time. Darkness
boss
with me.
team than a mobbing team, but
The
just
black
using her.
tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphorius.
What the heck, an early
So
audition?
I...
Cass,
or
I
rather, the
said
blessings
last
of the
week I'm
sky
traveling,
feasted me.
so
Anyway, never mind that
streams
for
are
now.
probably going to be earlier
Here.
in the day.
You might want to have a look at this. I found it around here and...
What do you mean you guys shocked? I said this. If I was gonna stream next week, they'd be a few hours earlier than usual. Nobody listened to me. But I'm closing up shop. Anaxagoras used to spell and refuse himself with the core limit reason.
This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was researching the sky. He's never mentioned anything about it.
Right said Anaxa might be opposed to the flame chase journey.
Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the prophecy. People have come to think of him as a heretic, even in a place as liberal as the Grove. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe's favors.
You forgot you mentioned the time village just didn't set up?
Sure works in mysterious ways.
Well, maybe I didn't mention it. I could have sworn I did.
Oh, let me have a look. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of two conversations that took place in the same setting, one after the other.
There's still much I don't know about the Grove. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Questions? Oh, hello, Kaya Tianu. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Oh, welcome to Twitter. Hello. Nice to meet you, and nice to see you on screen for the first time.
The
Who are
Grove
the
of Epiphany
Venerationists?
is home to 7 schools
How
of
have you
thought.
been?
While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of Thalesis, the first scholar, each is unique in its own way.
Oh, this is
Among
very
them,
similar to
the
Sumeru.
Venerationists revere and worship the Titans the most. As the sage of the Venerationists, Euthyphro has always been at loggerheads with Anaxa. If we were to place the 7 sages on the scales of Talanton, Anaxa and Euthyphro would be placed on opposite sides to achieve balance.
A very illustrated explanation, thank you. Was it a
Nearly
mistake
everyone in
to build the
Amphorius
skyships?
has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquila's stature is loftier than the heavens, and their divine retribution is merciless. That's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Oh, but I do wonder if a supercharged mini Treaty cannon could slip past their watch.
Is the vtuber, does it appear to be stuttering to anyone else, or does it look fine? Or is it just the phone? That was a joke, right?
Newsporists
Anaxa's field of
primarily
study.
study the application of alchemy in soul repair. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas, no matter how taboo.
Oh, you seem
If
so
you
cute,
must
you
say
wanted
that
it.
he's hiding
She can
something,
fix me.
then it's likely what lies beneath his eye patch.
The whole thing's the oh, it's the whole video that's stuttering, I see. Maybe if I pause the video on mobile.
Anaxa often says that Every failure brings us one step closer to the truth.
That's probably just...
Perhaps, to him,
that's
the
probably
crash
just the
of the
hotel
starship
Wi-Fi.
carries a different
Not
interpretation.
quite being good.
The
I thought the
firmament
upload...
is not impenetrable.
The upload on speed test was pretty
On the
good.
contrary,
Germany has
it was
faster than
precisely because the
Well,
skyship
compared to the
represented
US,
the first step
but I guess
toward
the
breaking
consistency
free
is
from the
not so
shackles
good.
of the earth.
The
That it
video
provoked the wrath of the Sky
stream
Titan
is
and
stuttering
brought
a little bit.
divine punishment upon itself.
If it's too much,
A shame that the
you just
majority
call
of
it
the
off.
Grove's research on Aquila was
Like, this was-
headed by the Venerationists.
worth the attempt, I
Sacrificial rituals making up a predominant part of their
God.
findings.
And the audio glitching. You know what? If this doesn't work, it is what it is. I'll just finish. It was worth the attempt, I
That's
guess.
what I'd like to know. What are these
The
experiments?
game is
he's
still a
involved
touch
in?
loud.
Even I,
You
the
say
assistant
that, Tommy,
lecturer,
but like I feel like
know next
you
to
complain about
nothing
this
about them.
more than anybody else. But fine, I'll turn it down just a smidge.
I have a bad feeling about this.
When the character is talking, you
There
can't
be
hear me
more
nearly as
to what
well.
happened at the Grove?
Alright, fair enough. Yeah, if it keeps stuttering too much, I'm just gonna call it off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not actually comfortable with using Castaway for Overload. Cause like you go into a fight at like no HP. Oh, and then you don't unless you have healing ready. It's pretty risky. Like, it's entirely possible to get that I get one shot at the very beginning. Oh, let's try my herder team. Where's JJ? Herder. Could be Ling the show. There we go. This feels like a much safer team to do story content with.
This is the Library of Philia, a place where the Grove stores its collection of tomes. Other than books written by the 7 schools, you can also find philosophical texts, ballads, and religious writings from the Outlands here.
So I really enjoy Castaways,
Cities that desire
the
to learn
gameplay,
from the
because
Grove
she
are
feels
apparently expected
she's
to
super
contribute
strong, but
knowledge
also
of
like
equal value to what
there's
they
that
saw.
very high risk factor. Like you have to plan out your moves ahead, because if like you use Castaway skill and drain your HP right before the enemy attacks, you have just screwed yourself over. And it's like really important
We've had
also
more
to
than our
have
fair
Gallagher
share of
ult
hilarious episodes over the years.
ready at the start of the next
For
wave, so
instance,
you can
it's
apply
said
the
that the
healing.
Erythrocheramists
If you don't have it, so
once borrowed a
then
manuscript from
you
a
can
certain
also just screw
author,
yourself over.
but ended up returning a copy instead of the original. What's more,
Once again,
the original
demonstrating
manuscript
why you never
was
pick Cash from
supposedly
HP.
then hidden
It's
here.
it's really strong though. You just have to think more about how you use it. That doesn't seem like a nice thing to do.
No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Their behavior was no different from bandits.
Well, if you don't mind, did the Grove ever rob Castrum
You've got
Kremnos?
me there. Some said you couldn't even find a dictionary in Castrum Kremnos, so I guess they were spared.
Yeah, kinda glad you didn't attempt to bring Castorice in the new Apocalypse. Oh, you should! Castorice absolutely wrecks the second half of Apocalyptic Chapter. Hello, Leos, welcome. So much has changed since you played. Yeah, the game's.
There are
How long ago
too
was it
many
when you
books in the
played
Library of Philia.
KO?
Flipping
You'll
through
see
them
him
all
when you
will
both.
take
Thank
too
you,
long.
thank you. This is a.
Why?
It's a
Don't
GIF.
use the biblioslate to search for the
It's
text
a
we need.
reactive GIF.
We can bring them back to Akuma for reading after that.
But what you seem about hygiene, she'll basically mitigate any issues that cancel the HP drain does. Maybe, but she's not in the game yet. Wait, she was getting against Hule, thought that one mechanic he finally would. So, the second half of Apocalyptic Shadow, you know the 3 buffs that you can pick from? The second one is that whenever you lose HP, you immediately gain half of the HP back. Which is obviously perfect with Cassier Ice because, like, each basically just it heavily mitigates the amount of HP drain that you do. And that makes it really good. So I ran her with Ron May. And with Ron May's skill applied, the dragon can knock out like a third of the weakness bar, or Fuei's weakness bar in one go. So she's like actually really good against him. You try to have a lot. Yeah, if you have a good strong caster ice, I strongly suggest that you should have eaten the pink thing before it became a present. That is not the pink thing. The pink thing is still a pink thing. I seen this just... She was just born that way.
Ugh, it's so dusty in here. Whoa, I can already see what they must have written. Anaxa has no respect for the gods. His very existence undermines order in our society. They're probably all things like that.
Does Anaxa hold that much influence? Going man, she has done nothing wrong.
Why else would they
Nah,
call
don't
him
hate her.
a great performer?
She's not Paimon.
When Anaxer established his school of thought, the first thing he apparently did was read his own work to everyone. Are the Titans truly
I know
an
some
accurate
professors like that.
reflection of what humans think gods should be? Worlds created by gods are indubitably perfect, but what of Emporius? Only foolishness and insensitivity everywhere you turn.
I don't know. There's
They marched
mean,
him
there's
straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish.
worlds. There's lots of worlds created by good gods, and none of them are perfect.
Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address every one of the scholars'
Anaxa
allegations,
frequents our
or
80s.
face
Oh yeah,
expulsion from the grove.
he's definitely a Reddit
The first
atheist.
allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans created the heavens and earth, so the mountains, rivers, and seas must likewise be their creations?
And what was his answer? Am I supposed to put myself in Anaxa's shoes and answer that? No. Based on the history of the Flame Chase, the humans have the
Anaxa
potential to
said
take
the
over the
same
divinity
thing
of
then.
Titans.
Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed up with a second allegation. You claim to be studying souls, yet you are,
He's putting
in
on such a
fact,
performative voice for these
defiling
quotes,
them and
LMAO.
committing acts
Well,
condemned by the gods.
that's because she's...
Do you admit it?
That's it. That's what happens when you have a real voice actor. That's a serious allegation. Did he really do that?
Always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Some say he used one of his eyes as an alchemical ingredient. Every being in the world owes their safekeeping to Kifili, and this is even more so for the Chrysos heirs who have divine blood coursing through them.
Don hung in
If
shambles.
he has really done something of that nature, then it'd indeed be sacrilegious. Thankfully, they had no way to prove it, so it amounted to nothing more than an allegation in the end. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of words against those who would challenge him. Toward the end, a scholar asked him, Anaxagoras, have you any respect for the gods? It was only after a brief silence that he answered, I have never denied that titans are meant to be noble constructs.
Oh. What he didn't say that the Titans are not noble rings louder in this case. Yeah. So they're meant to be noble, but not actually
I'm not sure
noble.
how that controversy was eventually resolved. But what's for certain, at least, is that Anaxa was allowed to stay in the grove where he continued his research, despite being regarded as a heretic. By the way, this stack of complaint letters has reminded me of a place in the grove. We may find clues there that aren't on the telescope.
Yeah, you can't, for when it turns out Hyacinth over here has a very sad backstory.
I'm talking about Anaxa's alchemy lab, hidden between the cornerstones.
I mean, everyone's home city, except Aglaya's, has been destroyed. So, yeah, they all have tragic backstories. It's a world that's dying. You can see our animation looping. Yeah, oh yeah. What's the default animation loop?
It's a well-kept secret. Among the 7 sages,
5:27 a.m., wow.
Sage,
Hello, Alex.
each has a private sanctuary where
Oh,
they can
why are you
conduct
up at
research undisturbed
5:27?
in their free time. Even the administrators of the Library of Philia are restricted from accessing those places and documenting the sage's research. But with the grove in this state, I'm sure Anaxa won't be mad even if we sneak into the lab for a short while. Right?
What Anaxa doesn't know won't hurt him. Talk about the pink thing? The pink thing? The pink thing doesn't... The pink thing's not in this... do you mean Hyacinth? Oh yes, the emoticon. Gonna cook now as you listen to... Oh my gosh. That's a very early breakfast. Do you get up at 5 in the morning all the time now? It's...
But
Could not be me.
we have materials for alchemical
Could not be me.
Matrix
I had to do that
diagrams,
in medical
and
school. It was
even the seals of the
horrible.
lab. They're all gone. Did the black tide destroy it all?
No wonder we didn't see any defense mechanism along the way. Have you been here before?
No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using bizarre materials. Students often saw him walk in looking bright as rain, but come out covered in soot with his hair singed. Naturally, no one dared to come near this place. Huh? That bookshelf over there seems to be the only thing still intact.
These are materials requested by Anaxagoras. Documents from various fields have been compiled in one place, including Titan creations, the universality of the soul, alchemy doctrine, and so on. Most of the materials look to be within the research domain of the Nisporus school of thought. However, a document titled "The Study on the Crisis Hair's Background" is mixed within. Hello, Master of Games 999. I am Audire Astra, the Starship vtuber. Welcome aboard. A newer world reaches its end, I will carry you to fairer skies. I'm currently on the road, so this is not my usual setup. So things are a little more scuffed than usual. You're looking for a streamer who will review your castorized. Okay. You can comment on the video with a link, and I will review it. Link to an image, maybe? You're up by 4 a.m. every morning and on your day off, you just wake up. Oh my god, Kyle. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? You sleep at 8 or 12 p.m. then wake up at 3 a.m. always. Oh my god, what is wrong with you people? Why are you waking up before the sun? What is the point of waking up before the sun? Journal contains several intriguing points. Don't like the way to die earlier with lack of sleep. Yeah, Tommy. You should sleep well, so you don't die early. This is the special interest in divinity courses with the Crisis Hair's veins. It has even conducted a thorough investigation into the hero's backgrounds.
So strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity about her origins.
Also, what's the correlation there?
Considering that the new forests have crafted
sleep is good for health. Chronically bad sleep leads to more body stress. I mean, it's studies show like if you have chronically bad sleep, you have like worse health in general.
Now,
Worse, including worse cardiovascular health, more heart attacks,
but to
more,
identify the origin of the
more
golden
gunk in your
blood and
arteries.
figure out its inner workings.
The pink thing brings you anger. Why would you? Like, bad sleep makes basically every aspect of your health worse. Lost, you just really hate cute things, don't you?
Danny, look at this. I have a bad feeling about this.
These documents appear incomplete, judging from what's left behind. The important alchemical formula had been taken away. Only the author's reasoning remains. The previous book has flaws. As the human souls of Titan creations does not purify golden blood. Impure Titan creations are contaminated to the Crisis Hair's golden blood. Oh, he's doing a Full Metal Alchemist.
It's come true. After going through his notes, I think I can piece it all together now. The Naxa was carrying out experiments on soul transmutation.
I mean, we kinda knew that. Do you mean he's trying to reconstruct human souls alchemically?
Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Compared to his public speeches, this is the real blasphemy.
I guess Hycine wasn't there for the events where he realized he's been like splitting his soul and stuff.
Do you remember?
Like he feels supposed to go to sleep around 10:30 to 11 p.m. but a little time he gets so can do something that goes a bit over that time. As long as you're going to bed within like an hour of the same time every night, that's fine, generally speaking. Also, Cass, are you intentionally spelling her name as Hygiene? Or is that just like autocorrect?
That's right.
But since she took over his body and resurrected him.
Professor Naxx's fusion with the core flame of reason wasn't an accident.
What do you mean?
Put yourself in his shoes. Knowing that the black tide was closing in and your time was running out, what would you have done?
Also, yeah, sleep is also important for long-term memory formation. I put my theories to the test, no matter the cost.
When the black tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the luminary throne was to transmute and fuse himself with the Titan's core flame. No.
Did he succeed?
Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. Maybe he failed to consider the possibility that Xerxes would make a similar decision. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical formulae have been taken away.
Maybe that's your problem?
His research
It's part of
is
your
still
problem.
ongoing.
It is part of your problem. But sleeping better should help you remember your studies more. You did the same with algae. Okay, so you're just doing it on purpose.
Like, what?
What's the other part?
Only one Titan left in the world now.
I plead the fifth.
No. No way.
To conceive an entity of perfection, one must first understand the principles of creation. But Naxa is an
He's
Akama now,
after
then that
Kefali.
means...
Sir, this sky above us, it's not real, is it?
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection device used for educational purposes. A simple trick. The day-night cycle has been lost to this world. So that students like you may still learn about the night sky, astronomers have harnessed the Titan's miraculous power to manipulate the light, projecting the nights of the past here for you. Much like how the sky above the Holy City is also illuminated by Kefali's dawn device.
So, the skies of Akama are fake too.
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that only a child would expose a trick and be proud of it.
The best way to force yourself to sleep. If you channel for so long, computer, internet, and the lights and go mind your bed every night. Yes. That is what you should do.
Often people know more than they let on. They simply choose to feign ignorance because they have no other choice.
Then they're just deluding themselves. People believe in Kefali's tale of Genesis, accepting wholesale whatever the priests preach. But we're different. We've already walked out of the firelit
His
cave of
longest
ignorance.
Moloch doesn't answer. Okay, Thomas. Okay.
We have already realized that we live in a world where Titans make the rules. Even when we look at the sky, we're only seeing what they allow us to see. Rather than gazing at this mockery of a night sky fabricated by them for the rest of my life, why shouldn't I be the one to take control of the projection device instead?
Okay.
So much time has
He's
passed
got a chip on his
since you
shoulder.
sowed the seeds of doubt in my heart, child. Many a night, I find myself penning down all my theories and
You
wild
hug
ideas,
fluffy and soft pillows.
only
As they...
to burn
Honestly,
them to ashes when I
hugging
open
pillows
my
is
eyes in the day.
underrated as a way to sleep. I don't have any pillows good for hugging at home, but in the hotel, like hotels always give you like too many pillows, and sometimes I end up just like partly kind of hugging one with one arm when I sleep. It just seems like a convenient place to put your arm, because otherwise it's like with that one it's kind of like unsupported, and like it feels kind of awkward. Wait, I stand behind hugging a pillow.
Why? Because we'll face death by burning if word
Maybe
gets
if
out?
you slept on your side, you do it. Oh, yeah. If you sleep on your back, rip.
As
I will
a
say-
sage of the
this
Venerationist,
bed
my
has kind of,
soul has
like-
already become inextricably linked to the
I think
great
that's
tree.
maybe it's like too stiff or
Every
something.
word I
The bed in the
say, and
hotel,
every
it's like,
move
because I
make
really don't
is
feel like,
certain to influence
I wake up every day
leaf,
with like one
every
side of me
branch,
just
even
hurts.
the tree itself. But above all else, my days are numbered. Instinctively, I have my doubts about the golden blood and the human soul, yet I have no means of verifying them. The golden blood in my veins is woefully thin, and I am loath to waste what little time I have left obsessing over a hypothesis that cannot even be proven in the first place.
can, sir. I can do it for us. The time is right.
You will sleep on every side, but sometimes you how did your pillow kill you? Try to kill you in your sleep, Lewis. Audire has a body pillow confirmed. I do not have a body pillow. As I explained, I do not have a pillow. I do not have a huggable pillow at home. This is something I only do in hotels.
You're right. I shall do just that. In the next meeting of the sages,
Honestly,
I will
an
spare
entire
no
ass
efforts
body
fighting for
pillows
the rights you
would be
deserve.
excessive for that. You just only need like like a half pillow, half a body pillow.
Go. Establish your own school of thought.
You're a 100% back sleeper. Oh, so you sleep like a log,
Find
huh?
out what we are. Become the
You
one
sleep on your
who
back, but do you have
conquers
back
the
issues?
ultimate truths
Aww,
of the world.
Saya. I'm sorry. You sleep on your side a lot. I'm like 90% side sleeper, and then 10% back sleeper. I think I only really end up sleeping on my back when I'm sick, because of if that's the way I have to sleep in order to breathe through my nose, sometimes that's how I'll sleep. But otherwise, I'm a side
Go
sleeper.
to such lengths for an audience with Kefali. Just ask him a few questions, did you?
So, you figured it out. If I were as foolish as Adromus, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness, begging for the gods' prophetic wisdom. Well, sorry to disappoint, but I'm no Dromus. Alas, I am a human, standing tall on 2 feet.
I don't like
possessing
side
both
sleeping because it makes you
intellect
feel and fall
and
asleep.
pride.
I think that's a sign your mattress is too stiff. You sleep on your back if the bed is uncomfortable.
Before such power,
You try sleeping on your
does
back,
it
but it
make
ends
any
up not feeling right
difference
in
whether
your
you're a
side.
human or a Dromus?
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians.
Yeah,
When
that's
the
fair.
raging waves
That's pretty
threatened to
soft.
swallow them, they
Hmm.
didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No,
Well,
they constructed
know.
a dam
Good luck,
that
Cass.
kept the roaring tide at bay, chaining down the mad Fagusa. They call me a blasphemer, Circes. But that doesn't mean I deny the existence of gods. It's just, as I see it, Titans are simply a force that mankind has yet to find a way to tame.
Oh? If power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, why not conform to the prophecy and brave the trial?
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titans when I can do so much more? The source of life is what I wish to grasp, to understand what makes up the soul, and to learn what we really are. Thanks to you, I've had the
what
chance
we
to
really
personally
are
verify,
was in a different
more
color
ways
from
than
everything
one,
else.
that the soul indeed ceases to exist in death. But where there is death, there is life. And where there is an end, there must also be a beginning.
Okay. So again, this is... I've talked about this before, but like the soul ceases to exist in death is like if that's a really important thing in the Hoyoverse. It's why you cannot be
How
brought
then
back from
Is a
death.
soul born?
Except, I guess, in
That
special
was the
circumstances.
only unknown variable left in my calculations.
And by the sound of it,
Well,
you
it seems
have
like
already
they're
formed a
being
conjecture.
consistent with that.
No, I have already drawn a conclusion. In my journey unto death just now, I
Oh.
finally saw the answer with my own
Mommy,
eyes.
where do these souls come from?
Professor Anaxa. I'm here. Her life hangs by a thread. I must ask you to refrain from taking any unnecessary steps.
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive
Oh.
end, and give you the answer you so desire.
What's Castellos
However,
doing here?
in accordance with the principle of equivalent exchange,
I
must
don't know, where do you
also
think your
demand
soul
from
comes from,
you
Space Lady? I
what
don't have a
I
soul.
need.
I'm a starship.
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and her survival.
I'll do
May
anything.
be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
Oh my
see.
god, she's so sweet.
In that case,
I love her.
let the show begin.
Indulge
I only
me.
met you a week
Am
before, but I will
correct to
do
say that
anything
you
to
intend
save your life.
Prove Thanatos' whereabouts and prove the nature of our existence now?
Before I begin, I must confess I had been stuck in a cognitive trap all this time. As unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact logical equivalents. They are merely two different ways of telling us about what the soul is at its core. The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey
Oh,
unto
wait.
death.
I think I know what he's gonna say. Is that the
Anaxa,
soul is
you were in the Netherrealm?
memory.
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes. That's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too, Circes?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That was likely just an illusion conjured up by the mind of a dying man.
Of course you would remember. Because that wasn't you. That was Calypso, one of the 7 sages of the Grove.
Calypso?
That's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. How do you know of it?
Because
And
it was your
surely
former
you
identity.
jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would know if that were the name of one of the 7 sages under the shade of my tree? Don't you claim to know the Grove's past like the back of your hand?
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your soul. Use your head, Circes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it stands to reason their likenesses are of souls from the past. The living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. Why does she share your likeness? Yet you have no idea who she is. The answer is evident, is it not?
She
Those fallen
died
heroes are the
and
mortal
became you.
incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different from humans, because they all evolved from one. Does this answer disappoint you?
Yes, because you've answered nothing. If I truly was once human, as you claim, then where do the children of humanity come from?
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts.
Yeah, I'm not
How
sure.
are we to find
like,
them?
I saw that part coming last stream, right? Like, oh yeah, the Titans are born from humans.
I knew you would say that.
I still know.
But
I
it
have no idea
matters
how this is
not.
gonna lead to
I know
Thanatos,
what I'm
though.
doing. Actually, why don't we have this supreme being standing
All the
before
characters
us
in this
tell
game are
us
polite.
everything?
They never cut anyone on. Put out anyone when talking to each other.
You
Not
can
usually, but sometimes
revive a
maybe.
Titan?
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective, and the problem will resolve itself. The solution is simple. Just like what you did to me. If I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it as they once did. Simple, is it not?
I don't think that's gonna work, Anaxa. I don't think that's gonna work. I'm pretty sure Cathay belongs to
from
Fion.
Hyacinth and Dan Hung. Anaxa might be trying to do something with Cathay's divine body.
Cathay? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders
Funny,
going
one
to
of
sit around and
Anaxa's
let
major
such a
rules of the
sacrilegious
Oh yeah,
act unfold?
I forgot about that.
That is not possible. He is indeed the great performer, capable of fooling anyone and everyone with his tricks. No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. Anaxa's ambitious desires will be something we can exploit. What we should be
I feel
doing
like
now
Anaxa's
is
gonna
to
have
keep
the
our eyes
last
peeled
laugh
for whichever
in
trickery
the end
Kindness is
over
up
both
to,
Aglaya
and
and the
react accordingly
Council.
to thwart her plans. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is over, this site will take the place of the battlefield where you hunt gods. Become the next challenge you ought to overcome. Till then, it's best to get used to this place as soon as possible.
We will be waiting for your good news.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders! How dare they trample over it!
What are they mad about?
It's been a while.
Hello,
What is that
Lego
supposed to mean?
Enforius.
Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Kratos. What brings you here in such haste?
Shh, keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work for kindness. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're itching for a bloody fight to get a workout in.
My bad. So, did something happen?
Did you hear thunderclaps last night?
Thunderclaps? It'd be hard not to notice thunderclaps in broad daylight.
Thunderclaps are
Hooray,
beacon
it's
signals
Acheron!
of
Someone's
strife.
coming to save us!
They are a
Oh my
message
god.
from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akuma.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much.
Oh.
We didn't actually kill them back at the Kremnos arena.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you plan to take that thing down in a battle,
That guy
reach
almost
out to me
killed you last
anytime.
time.
You have my gratitude. I will let Aglaya know about this right away.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active lately. Those lackeys she keeps undercover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans to defect
If
to the
only,
council.
Audire, if only you would decimate the Flame Reaver. Oh yeah.
That's...
Looks like you can see it for yourself.
We should get back. Thank you for the intel, Lord Kratos.
I mean, yeah, well, Acheron's an emanator. She would decimate everyone around her.
By Cathay into Lent and above, as the Theoros I have observed.
Aglaya, what happened here?
I know
Also-
about the poisonous fangs of that king snake, through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping her in check, but
Also, I feel like Lygus
I am now
definitely
unable
is
to do
like,
so.
he knows way more than he lets on. He is like
What
definitely
do you mean?
pulling
It is no longer
strings
about
behind the
eloquence
scenes.
or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long that I hardly have any humanity left. Before I realized it, I have become no different from these hypocrites, no longer capable of relating to the people. This
Aw.
has come a lot sooner than I
At least
expected.
I mean, honestly, Aglaya, the fact that
Perhaps
you're
it
aware
is
of it
time.
makes you a lot better than a lot of
I need you to step
people
up, Finan,
in real life.
in order for me to retreat behind the scenes.
Aglaya goes, "Am I out of touch?" And then she actually says, "Yes, I am out of touch. It is not the children who are wrong."
Yes, this is my duty, but
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. Their so-called more support is no more than a ruse to distribute power using words instead of lances. There is no glory in winning this debate. But that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan, you are a Chrysos heir without
Oh
flaw,
no.
capable of
Finance
relating deeply
debate
with humans.
time.
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope we'll live up to your expectations and win this debate.
Oh wait. Oh wait, of course, also Trailblazer is here.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss
Blah
the
blah
blissful
blah
times
blah blah
portrayed in
blah
lyrical
blah blah blah
poems.
blah blah blah.
Back then, Amphorius was home. Yet,
I'm not. I'm cutting her
in the
off.
present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under
Oh no, I had
Catherine's
to wait for the
protection.
animation to
All
finish
of us have
playing.
long been in the same boat with no way out of this plight. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now
Oh,
the
I'm not want to
Council of
be.
Elders brings
I know
to the
the
table
game's so bit
a
about
new
Elijah unless she's not
possibility.
evil, but
All
she'd
I have
100%
left
be
is
a villain if it
one
meant
question
saving
for
everyone.
you.
If she's saving everyone, she's not a villain.
Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Make your choice. Now, which of the two would lead mortals to an ideal future?
No hesitation. I stand by Era Nova. Era Nova is a path of salvation the gods promised. We should not have doubts in the flame chase
We
journey.
all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me. How does the Council of Elders plan to turn back time?
Let the three titans of calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those titans, and Era Chrysia will descend upon us again. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death.
How does this help you?
With the help of these two heroes, I can promise all of you that Era Chrysia will
I mean,
exist
none of
once
this
more.
helps with the Black Tide. None of this helps with the Black
Aren't
Tide.
they Chrysos heirs? They're supporting the Council of Elders instead?
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya is unfit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am in favor of Era Chrysia.
Era Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Naxa. So have you, Cass.
Don't worry, Aglaya. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to converse like how the citizens normally do? Tell me, dear citizens, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame
hello,
without
Hatsune.
anyone
Welcome
passing the
aboard.
Death Titan's trial,
What if killing the Titans let the universe
would
fall
happen
upon the world?
next?
That doesn't sound good.
The answer
I
is
don't think
simple.
killing the Titans is a good move.
We will have a chance to rid the world of death and bring Amphorius back to an era when all beings live forever. We'll usher in a new future that
I
will
think
be
they tried that
entirely
in Elden Ring.
from the
It didn't
flame-chased
exactly go
journey.
well for them.
He's one of the 7 sages.
I mean, they also tried that on the Shanzhou, and that also did not go well for them.
Proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the Black Tide still exists, how can we go back to the old days?
remember what I previously said? Kefali's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Plus, Fagusa's water curtain will be able to block out any external perceptions.
The heck, why are you streaming so early? Because I'm traveling.
Tell me,
I said this at the end of last week. No one heard me.
ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about anywhere within the walls of this majestic holy city?
Is he trying to gaslight them on the existence of the Black Tide? Isn't this just survivorship bias?
Eliminate death, then there's no need for us to fear that flame reaver, right? Citizens, let's loudly
Wait,
sing the
I'm
blessed hymn.
pretty sure
Oh,
Ornix
beautiful
mentioned
old
that
world,
if
where are you now?
one of the
Oh,
core flames
legendary Erechrysia, return
is
to the
is like
mortal realm.
not, if a Titan is slain and their core flame is not claimed, the world will collapse. So that seems like this is not going to work out.
After the destruction of the 3 Titans of Calamity, the flame chase journey will have to end.
You wasn't there at last week, well, maybe you should be there, Nicole, at the end of last week.
This is bad. The masses are now totally riled up.
That you didn't know, because I didn't know how early. Like, I said that my schedule's gonna be erratic.
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence, right?
Thank you.
What did you miss? We're having a debate
still
about the
caring
future of the
about
world.
this city. However, dear citizens, we are truly fortunate and blessed. For Castoris, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my guidance.
Anaxa is so full of shit.
With that, I solemnly promise that the core
Yes, you can
flame
get- yeah,
Lady
Thanatos is
Castoris
the Greek
brings
god of
back
death.
will be personally managed by the Council of Elders. Thereafter, if we are able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare no effort in ensuring that the Erechrysia will return to our world once again.
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. By carefully into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed, Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
Yeah, Aglaya is not gonna be happy with that.
Dear Aglaya, what has caused your heart to soften? You also don't seem to be as quick-witted as
You
before.
can't believe the missed hour of this year. Don't worry,
Wag
there's
your
plenty of
tongue
hours
as much
left.
as you like.
We're not gonna
Since the flame chase journey has
finish
been
today.
preordained by the prophecy, our failure has never been on the cards.
Well then, I guess we'll find out if that's true at the Citizens' Assembly.
Lycus announced the conclusion of the debate. I mean, there's no way we're actually stopping the flame chase journey. I'm fully assuming Anaxa is going to betray Canis at some point.
Well,
he probably your whole afternoon, evening, Monday to finish the quest. It's tempting, but I want to stream the entire Emphoria story. The main story, anyways.
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask me. I will answer them to the best of my knowledge.
Castor Ice's lip sync is still, not
please
great.
tell us as much as you can.
What happened when you went
In
to look for
actuality,
Anaxa?
he showed me a past that was both long and heavy.
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey unto death.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes.
Has the lip sync ever been good? It's been acceptable.
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl. Our hometown. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times, thanks to the wisdom of its ruling queen. Until one day,
I think I mentioned before, but I do hope, like, this is a really good application for AI right here. Like, just automated lip sync. So, like, we just don't have to worry about. No one has to go in and manually lip sync for, you know, hours and hours of content and dialogue in multiple languages. If you could automate that, that'd be great. Someone should work on that instead of making art.
300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon by chaining it up. However, when the queen slit open the dragon's belly, she realized that the princess had long since been digested, and all that was left of her was a pile of bones. Devastated, the queen wept for several
This is the plot
days.
of what's that? Dungeon Meshi.
It was then
That's the plot of the Dungeon Meshi.
smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace and suggested that the princess could be revived.
This
through
is
the use of
literally the
dragon
plot of
bone
Dungeon
and
Meshi.
dragon blood.
This is literally
Audire
Dungeon
called this
Meshi.
process the
What the
secret
hell?
art of alchemy. The princess was reborn. The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body. As revenge, the evil dragon swallowed the poor queen, the glib liar, the courageous warriors, and all of the town's innocent civilians in a single gulp.
What was the point of the liar, though?
Worse still, the souls of the deceased were refused entry to the Netherrealm because they were filled with regret. Forced to roam the mortal realm, these resentful souls ultimately converged into a river of souls that would not retreat for a long time. The terrifying death had consumed all. Thereafter, our hometown fell into
That's
ruin as
one
well.
big dragon to eat all of that in a single gulp. You know gentleman who's talking? This is a public sequel. The former Thanatos.
Actually,
The
I don't know what happened next either.
Oh
my gosh, she has a
Still
wheelchair.
like to whet people's appetites even after all this time, Pelixia. So, according to your story, this is how I used to look? It's practically a mirror image, and yet, what exactly is this?
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish
It's magic.
I'll keep
I ain't
the
gonna
answers to
explain it.
myself for now.
Oh, my goodness. Is this cliffhanger really necessary?
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play, and the truth will naturally reveal itself.
Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think of it?
I think that this so-called alchemy was a tenuous analogy added to the story by future generations. After all, you've never heard of a tradition of alchemy in your hometown before, have you?
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never even knew that anybody was looking into this area of study.
Therefore, we can just treat this tale as a fable told to young children.
A fable, you say? If so...
I guess it might be the concept of...
Misclick. Dungeon and Meshi is just party, eat monsters, and they die horribly, yeah.
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to something like... honor the dead. What? At a loss for words?
I mean, one of those is more likely to be a thing virtual. Also, Polixia, she is just casterized, but like crippled. She's just casterized who got mauled.
No, I merely realized that we're both thinking of the same principle. If life is priceless, then there is hardly anything else in this world that is of equal weight to it, right?
Indeed. As expected of the wisest scholar in the land.
You flatter me.
Dungeon Master's story Desires is pretty interesting post finding the sister. I've only watched it a little bit past the point where they find the sister, so I don't know what happens after that.
If I impart
is very cheery sounding at least despite the state she's in? Assumedly she doesn't have the curse of not being able to touch anything without killing them.
Would you use it to resurrect someone you loved?
Also, wow, Calypso is so shiny here. Like, holy cow, she's so shiny. Why is she so shiny? Polixia is not sparkling.
I got it. You're just trying to get me to tell you whether I like anyone, right?
Let's just leave it at that. That was rude of me.
Well, it's almost like she's one. But again, yes. Polixia has the same material going on, but she does not have all this sparkling.
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I'm certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good. If such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation. After all, you, me, and the rest will all have to face that fateful moment eventually.
Okay, that did not reveal the truth.
Is finally here. However, perhaps because of my firm
it's gonna keep going. Okay, fair enough.
The immeasurable value of life.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. It is a pity that fate is such a cruel mistress.
Is there no other way of interpreting those words?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me, one must
Oh, that's why Castorize has her other half.
Can only be completed when the one chosen sacrifices her life. I'm afraid that the prophecy might even have selected a pair of twins for this exact purpose.
Fortune makes fools of us all.
Oh, look at this. They're only missing
My
the one
sister
course
is
wind, which
prepared to sacrifice
is
herself.
assuming though it's the last course wind.
I can't do the same. How absurd. My time is almost up, but I'm still afraid to welcome death. What should we do? If I'm ultimately not able to make up my mind...
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is still plenty of time for you to ponder.
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an uncertain future to cloud your mind.
Trial, prophecy, the topics that they're discussing seem familiar. But these three people must not have left their names in the epics. Otherwise, I would have some recollection of this.
Amphorius's history before the Titans were born was complete chaos. Is that not strange by itself? I have long held 3 hypotheses about this. However, let's continue watching.
Again, I'm thinking the world is cyclical. The cyclical.
Calypso.
It's created and destroyed each time when the new Chrysosairs take on the roles of the Titans.
Regarding this matter...
That's Naeus! Come on, Caster Eyes, you can recognize her. Or him.
Are you confident that you'll complete your trial?
Of course.
Yes, it's Naeus.
Though, I am worried about what will happen once I've emerged victorious.
Looks like you have made up your mind.
Yes, this is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice, and reason. You really know how to make things difficult.
Please, young lady, witness my fall and
Oh, right.
Lady Calypso,
Because,
you shall host the soul
what's his face? Nicanor had his soul
I do not understand.
rent apart.
Why would you dare to sacrifice yourself for a future that you won't get to witness?
Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within me is so intense that I will one day be engulfed by it. Furthermore, a valorous death before glorious return has always been the path I chose to walk. A journey I began long ago.
Now, Caster Eyes, you better recognize them after this.
I believe they would make the same choice as well.
I'm not that brave. I don't know how I'm supposed to face such a serious affair.
Despite being death's
Should they are
chosen
still
one,
talking
it seems you
no.
still don't know how to
Read a
face it.
book.
Let's chat, young lady. Perhaps I shouldn't end my journey so hastily. Since there's still time, I'm not worried about letting fate wait a little longer.
Of course.
Read a book.
This warrior is Lord Naeus. As the embodiment of Nikador's divinity, he entrusted his life to us and allowed humankind to end his madness.
Read manga? No, read a book.
That means that what I'm currently seeing before my eyes is in fact...
You need to learn to engage with language without pretty pictures to distract you.
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has
You
already been
spent
proven
$2 on
true.
a short story, Tommy? Why?
These heroes are the true forms of the Titans, before they attained their divinity. If so, the chosen one of death that he speaks of is actually...
There's nothing wrong with manga, it's just some of you people clearly need to read actual books.
Previous form of Thanatos? But her appearance...
Some of you Gen Zers with no attention span. Actually, he might be Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha Gen Zers with no attention span need to read like an actual book
naturally be able to
and
figure
develop
out the
an
location
attention
of
span.
the Death Titan.
But before that, We first need to witness what ultimately happened to Lord Anias.
Make you? I can do that. And tie you down, we'll like duct tape your eyes open and make you read a book.
Honor,
I can do that.
courage, tenacity, sacrifice.
And finally, the only thing that remains is reason.
Cheer up, young lady. There is no need to shed tears over a glorious death.
All farewells in this world.
You read books in favor of the brief
sorrowful,
history of mankind?
Lord
I'm
Anias.
not familiar with that one.
No, young lady. As a warrior, I have witnessed too many bitter deaths. But now,
Reading books is so much you just never read in your life played a game where you talk for 30 minutes and it's, you know, different from it's reading a book
live
then.
their lives in such a way.
Although only a sliver of your soul remains, you remain so
I mean, I think starting a book club will be easier, but whatever activates your almonds. I mean, you said make you. Starting a book club is not making you.
that you aren't able to feel sorrow anymore.
To be honest, I don't know either.
Like, is it not actually a good deal? I've never heard of anyone paying for one short story, Tommy.
Toward it. It's not even a feeling of despair. I am just enjoying what remains of my life to the fullest.
Okay, look, both Nias and Calypso are sparkling. So the sparkling Polixia is not. So I think the sparkling is actually significant. It means that they are the ones that have accepted a core flame. Polixia has not. So she's not sparkling.
I myself have also changed in the process. And now I have reached the journey's end. When I look back and see the grand epic that I've personally written, how could I not revel in that fact?
But when you depart the mortal realm, won't all of your accomplishments be reduced to nothing? Separation and death are two sides of the same coin. Reconciling this
Also, Tommy, I just think if you
doesn't come easily for a
existential dread a lot, I think Honkai Star Rail is a great game for you. Because, like, this is a recurring theme that keeps coming up in Star Rail, which is like, how do you cope with existential dread? This is something they talk about a lot.
Let me recount to you a story.
This is literally
of mine,
perfect for you.
young lady.
Like, how do you deal with the fact that one day you will die and everything you know and love will wither away and disappear?
The calamity had devoured everybody on the battlefield but me. When I returned to the city alone, the citizens held
Covers from the evolution of man in Africa to the cultivation of food, origins of language, the first society to the actual time. I see.
The person who had returned was nothing but an empty shell. It was late into the night by the time the banquet ended.
Too bad it's a live service game. Well, that's why you should watch my streams and pay attention to what they're talking about.
Someone. It was a crazed scholar looking at the night sky and muttering to himself by the side of the road. Although I tripped over him and fell, I wasn't angry in the slightest.
Counterpoint, play Persona 3 instead. Said game isn't a gacha tonight.
I inexplicably
Yeah,
asked him
the Persona 3. I know they deal with death, but like their answer to like existential good is also like really
Do
boring.
you think that it'd be better if we just died on the roadside like a couple of stray dogs?
Like it's literally just Persona 3 is literally just the power of friendship beats death.
To my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders and sighed.
How does someone who is currently experiencing death, dying and living, afford the same amount of bliss? Now please go away and don't block my starlight.
Are you trying to say that there is no difference between living and dying? For they are both journeys that lead toward death?
That's exactly what life is.
Like, I was, because I played Persona 3, and I would say
the journey was.
Persona 3 is much more
Journeys and epics
pretend
are only glorious and magnificent
deep,
because
whereas
all
I think
things
Honkai Star Rail
eventually
does a
fade
good
to
job
dust.
of actually getting deep.
Therefore, young lady, don't detest your fate. Instead, willingly and respectfully embrace it.
The embodiment of strife telling me about the majesty of the world.
Indeed. I believe that
I
when
wanted
the
to,
fated
because
moment eventually
I've been
arrives,
thinking about this a lot because
you will be able to
so like I
understand
think there's people criticize the Penacony story quest a lot for its plot. For like the base plot, I think yes, there is plenty to criticize there, but I really do think it's like a masterclass in thematic storytelling because when the full guide with its theme about like dealing with, you know, existential dread and death, and it does that very well. It does that exceptionally well. Almost
it is
like
time for me to knock
it's
on
as
death's
good
door.
as any work of the best
I
works
will
of
set up the
literature,
long table
I
at
would
the
say,
end
in
of the
terms of
road
how it conveys
and
its
humbly
theme.
await your arrival.
Even though if like the actual plot is kind of discordant.
When that moment finally comes,
What was the plot
let
of
us
Penacony?
drink and be merry then.
Well, the plot of Penacony was gonna find the Watchmaker's legacy, which was actually a Stellaron, and stop the Stellaron.
I knew this day would eventually come.
You don't like Penacony because it got confusing and a bunch of weird things that never got caught up again? Like what? And what's the web text with Acheron? It has... So it doesn't like get it playing explicitly, but it has something to do with like fate.
Are the both of you
I don't think it's going to get explained... It doesn't get explained in Penacony because Acheron... There's been leaks. Acheron's showing up again soonish. So I suspect the red text is going to come up again.
Elixia. I'm here.
It's always a Stellaron. I'm really hoping Nymphorius will not involve a Stellaron.
What? This...
This is quite interesting indeed.
Is this... Elixia's
Oh yeah,
sister?
that's just straight up Cast Your Eyes, huh?
Is it... me?
That is literally just Cast Your Eyes.
Now, it's time for us to fulfill our promises. Are you afraid? What are you afraid of?
Well, that explains why Polixia looks like Cast Your Eyes.
That I won't be able to do it.
Wait, so did Cast Your Eyes get reincarnated in the same world in 2 different cycles?
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn.
Wait, does that mean
with the
she is...
dead
I think
flame.
Polixia is Thanatos. Because Cast Your Eyes says she's gonna like sacrifice... So, past Cast Your Eyes is gonna sacrifice herself so Polixia can become Thanatos. I
As
think.
foretold in the prophecy, and according to our vows, once it all ends, we must face our fated moment head-on.
Oh, hi, Somni. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much for being here. I'm streaming from my hotel room.
Prophesize.
It's a little scuffed today.
Do we have no say in the matter? It's so unfair.
Another thing you don't have as a pub RPG game near the character isn't used as much as it was from the start. I mean, Trailblazer is still very meta relevant. Like, more as a support than a DPS, but... Like, she's very relevant in the meta.
Let me do it, sister. Let me be death's sacrifice.
How have you been, Somni? I know you're. I think you're back at work today or this week, right? How'd your vacation go? How was community night?
Who wasted your life after all?
You're wrong, Polixia. I don't think that my life was wasted. Just the opposite. When I finally arrived at this destination and looked back at the journey I took, I discovered that flowers had long since bloomed.
You mean
along
MC
the
is the main
path I
character,
walked.
but we aren't the main character? I don't think that's it's a nice change of pace to have a story where like the main character is actually an observer in like other people's stories. Of course, they have their own longer. There's a long ongoing overall arcing plot about how the Trailblazer will eventually fight Nanook and, you know, destroy the destruction.
Besides, I have lived a fulfilling life. Even though
Vacation good with a lot of nothing
sacrifice,
intentionally good. That's what
that I've
vacations are
experienced will
for.
dissipate. Instead, they'll forever live on as memories inside your head. Will they not?
How could my memories of you ever compare to the actual you?
Well then, tell me, what exactly are we?
Yes, the remembrance. People are... Souls are memories. I think that's what NX is trying to get at.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
You might work because eventually you'll play this. Somni, you are so far behind. Okay.
Or even by this
I swear, even when you play it, by the time you get around to playing this section, you will have forgotten all of it. I guarantee it. That your rate, the pace you play this game.
Ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined.
How far behind are you? I'm pretty sure Somni's still on Bellabon.
This is why I will always,
I think Somni's still on Bellabon. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not saying you can't look. If you're busy, if you're busy, by all means, feel free to look. But I'm just saying, I don't think spoilers is something you have to worry about. Oh, you passed Bellabon. Okay, you're on. Are you on the? Are you on the Shanzhou? Are you on the Shanzhou, Somni?
All right, my dear Polixia.
You're still in like year 1 content, aren't you? I'm pretty sure.
It's time to extract my
You want to do nothing, but you need to work.
and light the flame
That's
of death.
the case for all of us, Cole.
After that, use it to plant the first bud
Oh
in the
yeah.
prophesied new world.
Okay, you're on the Shanzhou, but you're still on level year 1 content. Nietzsche was a strange dude, but he advocated for a better man, for we killed God and we must take his place. Oh yeah.
If I imparted my knowledge
I mean,
of the
basic-
art of alchemy to you,
Nietzsche's whole thing was basically just that. Oh yeah, so humans should decide their lives leading for themselves, and so instead of leading it to like religion. That was basically the whole thrust, his entire argument. Like he wasn't really that edgy. He's associated with like really edgy teenagers and stuff, but Nietzsche wasn't actually very edgy.
would you use it to resurrect someone you loved?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I am certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me for good. If such a mighty power really existed, I think I would use it without hesitation. Even now, my answer remains the same. This is why, sister, I promise you, in the prophesied new world, I shall plant the first bud on your behalf. Go now.
Does that
Return
bud,
to the ocean
did that
god's
grow
treasure
into
trove,
Castor Ice?
our hometown. I shall open wide the entrance to the
I should write more. I should also write more. I have a whole ass novel that I have not worked on in years.
on this earth shall respond to my call.
Basically, since I started to be occupied
Remember,
all of my novel writing time,
on the land of the dead.
but I've not been able to get back into it.
In the new world promised by the prophecy, march toward your new life. Ask for the price of our equivalent exchange.
What's it about?
Be the one to pay it.
So imagine if the T-1000 crash landed in a fantasy world, and now he has to get off of it somehow.
Everybody, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, I am not compatible with the Supreme Being, so I was unable to completely fuse their soul into my own body.
That would be my one sentence
Being able to
explanation.
glean all this from them is exciting enough. I'm certain of this now.
But honestly, it's
Before
like
the
really
titans that we
complicated.
are well acquainted with
Because you know I like my
a
convoluted
group
plots.
of heroes roamed
So it's
the
hard to
land.
summarize
These
succinctly in a
heroes
way that
followed a
actually all
prophecy and took
describes
possession of divine
what it's all about,
authorities
but
one by one.
that would be
Until
my
they eventually became the pantheon of the
one
new
sentence
world.
explanation.
Just like the flame chase journey of today, Amphorius's history is cyclical in nature.
Huh. What a startling revelation. This means that the demigods who bear the core flames.
I mean, I kind of already got this feeling from the whole prophecy, like
at the world's end,
Era Nova.
thereby shaping a new world?
I believe that this is the truth behind the Era Nova, as mentioned in the prophecy.
This is utterly unbelievable.
Rose, what are you doing?
Besides, those twins in the past, even if they really are Thanatos, their whereabouts are still unknown even today.
Are their whereabouts truly unknown? Didn't Polixia mention that seaside town? The birthplace of alchemy in the tale of the dragon. In our world, there exists a city which perfectly matches that description. Styxia.
But the people there worship Fagusa and bear no relation to Thanatos. I have also never been to that place.
Oh, are we going underwater?
It had long turned into underwater ruins.
Take this.
This is...
The new Sporist masterpiece. The Philosopher's Stone. It was made by transmuting all of the sages' wisdom into a single entity. With their flesh and blood
That
as its foundation.
sounds horrifying.
Remember, I've mentioned before that the art of alchemy is all about conversion, tempering, and ascension. This process also applies to the pursuit of truth. Regardless of how unbelievable this sounds, the truths of the world have been refined from the impurities. Think about the story of the dragon. This stone will lead you to your real hometown.
Random thought.
Allowing
But the silliest thing this laptop has is like RGB LED lights on the underside. Where I can't see them.
Confident in your victory as ever. But what if your conjecture is wrong?
Simple. I shall
Then why
merely
does the
admit to
Philosopher's Stone
entire
always require a
world
math
that my
cycle? That's because
experiment
alchemy is
was a
about
failure.
equivalent exchange. So you want the most awesome alchemy thing ever, you have to sacrifice a lot.
However, my line of thinking will not fail because I have already planted the seeds of doubt into the hearts of the masses. Actions speak louder than words, Castoris. With the assembly about to begin, don't forget the promise you've made.
I've already searched for so long. I'm willing to try one more time. While we converse, her life is also slowly slipping away. But before I leave, I have another question. What exactly did we witness just now?
That was the world imprinted in Kefali's soul. If we are to prove its existence, you must take the final step. Go. Do not disappoint me.
I understand.
Hey, child of humanity.
Don't get antsy. I still remember the question you posed to me. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions. Let's discuss this topic again when she manages
You were in the
find
past once more. I mean, or am I? You're in the present. So welcome back.
Was that stone transmuted from your heart? If so, rebirth is no longer an option for you.
Why not? When I was a child, I lost someone dear to me. When I was a teenager, I lost my faith. A while back, although you saved my life, I also lost my soul in the process. Now I'm merely forsaking my body. What's the big deal?
Why are you always finding ways to die?
Oh, you DC from alive, I
To
see.
be alive?
This is but a necessary sacrifice on my path to transform into the purest of them all.
Can someone who's dead even claim to be the purest of them all? Furthermore, if your hypothesis is proven correct,
You always wanted to write stuff too, but you thought a lot of people didn't like the one thing you did make. Well, just gotta make stuff until they start liking it.
No, it's just the opposite. If my hypothesis is correct, it means that I
You
can
look
actually
so smug.
ascend to godhood and reshape this absurd world that you all have created.
How you gonna do that while dead, boy?
That's a lot to take in at once.
Lady Aglaya, please, let me explain.
Go on.
You know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regarding the Era Nova, which is why both you and Kindness desire to gain the power to control that core flame in the approaching Citizens' Assembly. Professor Anaxa has come to a consensus with Kindness.
Oh yeah, the first thing you write, y'all are making anything that's always gonna be shit.
Hoping thus to
My
eradicate
first VTuber
death
model
from this world.
was shit.
If they're successful, then the flame chase journey will cease, and Akama can enjoy everlasting peace. But I know this runs counter to your wishes. So long as we do not usher in Era Nova, the Black Tide will never be
Yes.
eradicated. Even with
It's
Lord Minor
so
in the
shit,
front
none
line,
of you have ever
and the
seen it.
Black Tide not posing an immediate risk, the danger nevertheless remains. Honestly, it's difficult for me to assess the pros and cons in this decision. But someone must bring the core flame before
Like,
we can
when I
begin
say my first
negotiations over
VTuber
it.
model, I'm not talking about the one that I streamed with. I never streamed with my first VTuber model.
The Titan could be very near. I cannot let this chance slip by. Besides, someone has to make this trip to bring back Mrs. Soul.
Well said. You already had every reason to seek an audience with Thanatos.
Oh wait a minute. The Trailblazer is made of memories.
Who has weaponized
The
your
souls
wishes
can't just be
and
memories.
placed
So
us
there
in
has to
this
be something
difficult
more to a soul
situation.
than just memories. Because Trailblazer is already just memories.
A world without death. Do you desire that too?
We don't come out of the womb painting Mozart. Mozart was a composer, not an artist.
If fate dictates that my path must oppose yours, I will do all I can to resist it and protect what I aspire to achieve.
Okay,
Lord
Cole.
Mighty showed me that without taking the first step, all talk of what follows is moot.
Cast your eyes. You've changed.
I have always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass. And I am glad to have heard your true thoughts. Styxia,
I visited that place in the past. Though it is now an island
The
surrounded
very
by the
first
river
business
of
proposal you
Souls
did was extremely
torrents.
flawed. That did let me finish your
It's not
proposal
hard
and
to
never
see
talk to
former
me
splendor.
again for sponsorship.
Go.
Dang.
I will not stand in your way. As for you, you are someone who has cheated
You are
death.
quoting someone
I believe you
improvement.
have more than
That
enough
person
reason to
does
make the
not
trip
sound
with
like they are
Castorus
worth
and
quoting.
meet the god of death himself. Castorus, I too look forward to your journey. I wonder what kinds of new interpretations your completed story will bring to the Flame Chase journey.
Thank you, Lady Aglaia.
I hate to put a damper on
Lady
this
Aglaia.
heartwarming
I thought she said
moment,
mighty.
but
Mozart is Mozart is the music guy.
if Styxia is now an island surrounded by the river of Souls torrents, then how do we find a way in? Lady Trebe is probably...
The answer is quite simple. In the myths, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure vault. That is to say, they could enter and leave the nether realm as they pleased. And if they could do that, then it follows that the demigod who inherited their divinity must be capable of the same. I'll see you at Marmorial Palace at Action Hour tomorrow. Cypher shall be your guide to finding
yes.
that ancient city.
Cypher, aka Pyro. Pyro Felix, but with more confidence. Head to the private bedchamber and speak with men.
Hey, friend! Is the debate finally over? Did you win?
Aw, congratulations, Tommy. She's talking normally. We managed to win ourselves a glorious defeat.
You sure know how to look on the bright side. Well, moving on. I was hard at work even while you were at the debate. I borrowed a mountain of books from Cass to see if I could find a way to solve your problem. Let's see. I still have...
See? Even Nen reads books. Read books, guys.
32 books to go.
It's okay, man. We found a way.
Really? Oh, that's fantastic news. I knew it. Hard work always pays off. Especially... I feel like a huge burden has finally been lifted off my shoulders. Why are my eyelids so heavy all of a sudden?
Something we can do for now. Let's get some rest.
Right. Then I'll go back to...
Of course. She snores like that. Honk me me me. Wait, there's somewhere in Akamo. Oh, is this...
Cass? What a surprise.
Lady Trebe.
Is something troubling you?
I just wanted to speak to Lady Trian for a bit before I set off. No matter how breathtakingly beautiful Styxia once was, the place is now the domain of the departed.
You were thinking about...
There is no
Don't know
telling
why,
what
but
will
Mem's
encounter
voice is kinda seductive. I know why. I know why.
I don't want to have any regrets.
That is exactly the correct tone of voice for the character she will turn into.
Has anyone told you that your eyes are sparkling today?
Is that a figure of speech?
Why is Mem supposed to be hot? Because when she turns into her human form, she's going to be hot.
When you did smile once in a while, all of us could see that your heart remained troubled even as you smiled.
Lady Trebe, You know perfectly well that see you tomorrow is nothing but a white lie. I hope your toughness is not a mask hiding a lonely heart.
Cass,
Claus should
you
not be
hardly
chubby,
ever
but
talked
to
of
be.
your past.
Silence,
None of
Alex.
us knows what you went through, apart from Maggie. But we know it must have been filled with pain and hardships, as it is the fate every Chrysosaur is destined to live out. We are just happy for you
Eat it.
that the core flame
It's
you're meant
Mem
to
is made of
inherit has
memories.
finally surfaced.
You can't even eat her.
Isn't it a little too soon to say that?
But you already know where tomorrow is, don't you? There is no need to rely on anyone else. Just give it your all and leave no regrets. We have always believed that your embrace is just as warm as everyone else's, because we embrace others to comfort them. And Cass, you're the kindest Chrysosaur we know.
Thank you, Lady Treeby. This feeling... it's hard to put into words. I suddenly found myself with so many wishes. So much I want to accomplish before setting off.
Then go do it, Cass!
Oh, Theo, Jam, and CH. Welcome aboard the Audire Astra. There's so many credits you have.
Was actually working
I
on a
don't know.
surprise gift for you. It's a pity she didn't get to finish it. But now Trinan and I are working on it, and we'll make sure to give it to you. So, let's meet back here when you return from
Theo,
Styxia.
Capitan.
Safe
Alex,
travels.
what are you saying?
See you tomorrow!
But thank you very much. I am Audire Astra, starship VTuber. When your world reaches its end, I will carry you to fair skies. At the same time, I can't sleep. Mood. Here's how many credits. 3 million. How many credits do I have? Where do I even go to look at that? Let's see. 28 million. Okay, 3 million was probably way under them.
It's me.
Oh, you have 100 million? Nice.
I hope I didn't wake you.
You have all that currency and nothing to do with it. Congratulations. Sleep is a luxury when you're at my age. At my age.
I'm glad to see you're
Anyways,
as full of
you're
life
like-
as ever.
You're like a few months old.
I'm here because of private matters, actually. If it isn't too much to ask, I'd really like it if you could come along with me to
Huh.
retrieve something.
It's a very specific number, Theo. Congratulations. Oh, wow, I feel so sleepy all of a sudden.
Is your soul...
I was just kidding.
Then I'm glad you're feeling fine. It isn't a long way from here. Shall we?
Oh yes, on a date. Too bad you can't touch her. No hand holding with casters.
The streets are packed.
I want to vote! Tell me how I can vote!
Take your ceramic shard engraved with the Kethali rune, select the Council of Elders in your heart, and pray silently until the shard registers your choice. Then toss it into the Dolium.
The Council of Elders? More like the Council of Buffoons! The Black Tide took my hometown long ago! Who are they kidding with bringing back Eracrysia? It's all a sham to create their own Eracrysia in Akama!
The Titans are just. So long as we do not overstep our bounds again, We will not incur divine
I don't know how rational this person is.
The time when these deranged titans
So
should
we
have
got
vacated their
democracy? Well,
spot to
the
the
odd Greek.
demigods is long overdue. You'll see soon enough, you old fogey.
And I pray that Talanton smacks some sense into you with their scales. We shall see how this turns out.
That was quite a spectacle.
This little peaceful day at Akuma.
I suppose peaceful is technically correct if no actual violence happened. To this day, I still find it almost unreal that Akuma is the only place illuminated by light amidst the crumbling
Even as the
ruins of
world ends,
Emporius.
they still have
Hence, people are
democracy.
even holding votes to reconcile differing opinions. This peaceful sight is making me forget that this is the end times.
Oh, this is what the flame chase journey is all about.
Before coming here, I had lived for many years in Idonia, a city of rime and frost. The people
So
there
we
were
are Greek. Where are the
devotees of
effeminate men
Thanatos,
at?
and were well
Have
known
you
for
seen
their
any of the
ethereal
men?
rites and traditions.
Oh, Alex. Thank you for stopping by. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Traditions that I played a major role in.
Because of the curse on you?
Yes. You now know me as the Mortician of Akuma, but back in those days, I was Idonia's Maiden of War. I was trudging across the frosty plains on my own when the Idonians found me. They saw the curse in me as a blessing from Thanatos, and believed that my hands could correct the Arachrysia's mistake and lead them to meet the great god of death.
Hey, Audire, has the Neo games ever dealt with the
Provided me
sewer
shelter,
sludge?
in
What?
return,
The what?
I was expected to grant merciful deaths to war captives, prisoners bound for execution, and heroes alike.
Is that some sort of isn't that just an executioner?
Yes. No matter
The
how kind or
self-death?
cruel the means,
You know
nothing
what?
can change the essence of death.
Oh! Oh! Okay.
Taking away someone's life is never worthy of religious worship.
I mean, it's probably... I don't think it's ever come up in a main quest. It's probably come up in a side quest. Have any characters in Star Rail? No, in Honkai Impact, yes. In Honkai Impact, yes.
Their voices... they pierce my ears. The pleading... The thanks...
Ah, I know that feeling, child. I was once as lost as you are now.
Oh yeah, Blade is suicidal. Good point.
But you must respect those walking towards death. Just like how you should respect yourself as the Holy Maiden granting humans glory and liberation.
What you're asking me to do is no better than the task of an executioner. And yet you want me to respect myself. No matter the titles,
I feel like it's a little different when you're immortal.
away human
Yeah.
lives.
This won't be the first time that Idonia's fanatical nether warriors have faced death. On the contrary,
Blade would never...
recruits new to the
Blade would love to meet that.
battlefield
I don't
often
think...
run away from their
I think...
first fight.
I don't think it would work.
Death is the mightiest
Like, he'd probably just resurrect again because...
in this world.
The Titan's
The
power
fact that
is
you can
below the
wield it
power of the
means you are deserving
Emanators.
of respect.
That's such a twisted reason.
I don't know though, maybe if he threw Blade into the sun, maybe he would die.
Then let me tell you a story.
Alright, have fun playing Battle. We're gonna end stream
In
soon
Idonia,
anyways.
The
Basically,
great
whenever this
swords
scene ends,
commonly
whenever
used
this
by
part ends,
executioners
or even end the stream,
are called Draconian, in memory of Dracon, an elderly executioner. The sword has 3 air holes along its body. If the sword is swung down swiftly and accurately, the holes would make no sound, and the
that's a Dragon
executed
Ball
would
solution.
also
Everyone
depart
dies and
this
you don't.
world quickly
What?
and painlessly.
I don't remember them ever throwing anyone with the sun in
But
Dragon Ball.
should the executioner have any hesitation, the holes would produce a piercing whistle. On that cue, the screams of the executed are sure to follow. Every executioner after Dracon is to hone their sword skills every day in
I haven't watched that.
preparation of future executions. Every swing of their blade must be more resolute than the last, for failing to do
I have
so
not watched Dragon Ball Super.
will bring pain. Pain for the dying, as well as pain for themselves.
No. I can never get used to this.
You misunderstand, child. I am not telling you to get used to it. I'm asking you to consider the source of the dead's suffering, and use that knowledge to fortify your future touches with more and more determination. Go, walk with the dead, and love them as you love life. Then you'll no longer hear those noises.
Damn.
Please, don't kill me. I don't want to die.
A gentle touch. You gently touch the prisoner's forehead with your finger. His face is pale, his eyes flicker with fear, and his body trembles uncontrollably. Is it because of fear, anger, and hatred, or is your so-called merciful touch of death simply a lie? Dark purple mottles spread like petals across the death row inmate's face, and seemed to be submerged by spring water flooding his body. His trembling ceased, and the cries that I once begged for mercy slowly turned into a sigh like winter, as he murmurs to himself. Quickly, everything falls into a dead silence, turning into the pitch-black dew that scatters with the wind. You hear your own heartbeat drown out the sound of heavy breathing.
Through his sacrifice.
Is this all?
No. Come with me. This is just the beginning of your life as the Maiden of War.
You executioner!
Ooh. Ooh. Playable. Alright, well, now we have to swap to the Casterized team. What is going? What? Oh. Something. Game is not happy. Game is not happy. I don't know what is going on. You had the same issue. Oh, so it's an issue with the game and not my computer? What? That's crazy. What is happening?
Holy maiden!
Wait. Maybe it's... I get it. I see. It was the controller that I had plugged in. Right. Casterized team, where are you? Oh, where is Trailblazer Casters? Chibi, Gallagher. There we go. Ready to go?
Do it then.
Alright.
Executioner. I curse you.
Why?
To live in eternal pain.
Please. When will this ever end?
You murderer! Come. Fulfill your duty.
What are you trying to do with me?
I have aged. The time has come for me to heed the summons of Thanatos
I wonder.
and journey
I did buy.
to their
I
domain.
bought a new controller recently. It has a Hall effect joystick, so hopefully no more, joystick drifting. But I didn't bring it on my trip. This is my old one, which kind of has some drift going on.
Of every
It's the little button.
You're not that old yet. You still have many, many years ahead of you.
No. I'm already dead, or I have come to fear my declining health and impending death.
Also, so they believe if you fear death, you're already dead.
Will you give me one last chance to charge towards fear and prove that I am no coward?
I can't take this anymore.
Child, it was I who brought you here from the frosty plains and set your farcical fate.
Do let people believe he saw stick drift by giving controllers to lozenges? Very funny, Tommy.
Chief
You guess you had a different issues or something. The part you put on the switch didn't matter, I guess.
The heavy duty of executing
Yeah,
others.
I think you must have probably had a different issue. I'm sorry to say, Wraith.
That you have doubts and even anger about my faith and about me.
I never had a choice.
Indeed. We essentially abducted you.
How do you abduct someone you can't
Yet
touch?
you can end any sinful life with just a touch of your fingers. Shouldn't it be easy for you to escape from here?
I'll never do that. It doesn't matter how lightly the Idonians take death, or how readily they accept it. I simply can't do it.
I knew I was right about you.
What do you mean?
I've taught you and cared for you as my own daughter all this time because of this blessing that's been with you since your birth. I know no one else in the world would understand the weight of life and death more than you do. In the eyes of an Idonian, death is the end of all life. A destination.
If it's been with her since birth, how did Castor survive as a baby? Like,
resist it.
how did she drink milk?
How to face it.
They didn't have formula back then.
You can only live your life to the fullest after understanding this principle.
Well, they don't have...
You do. Even if you eventually leave Idonia's
The gay science sounds like transferred as the joyful wisdom of the joyous of the book by
even if you must
okay.
carry the curse forever, you can live with your head held high, like everyone else.
No. How can I?
Come now. It's time. I've already taught you all that I know.
Show me that you are a fitting holy maiden. Or at least, that you possess the resolve to become one. Come now.
Yeah, I guess that could work in theory.
It's time. I've already taught you all that I know. Show me that you are a fitting holy maiden.
The animation power creep though.
Return to dust. May death protect us.
And rip.
This was the last time I followed her command. I gently touched the elderly woman before me.
You need too much respect.
The executioner, who had seen too much death, died the same way as everyone else. I gasped for air, a wistful look in her eyes, and a barely perceptible tremor in her fingertips. Elder Amulet, the person who tried to teach me about death, ultimately vanished like dew in the morning mist. She spent her life embodying the beliefs of the Idonians, and when death finally came, she embraced it exactly as their doctrine had taught. I have nothing but respect for her. I erected a cenotaph in her honor in the marshes outside Idonia's city walls with the others I had laid to rest. Then, I set out once more in search of Thanatos. It was a long, long journey. I heard so many discussions about death along the way. Life finds meaning in death. The world improves because there is an end. It seems the most terrible darkness in this world. Everyone talks about its heavy weight. Some resist it.
What's
Some
anything in the
worship
routine?
it.
Too much death died the same way as there was. The French bed put everyone to the head roller.
How did a disappeared titan become the deepest fear of humankind? And why do they haunt my dreams? I continued my travels to seek an answer. Initially, I was running away. Then, I started searching for it. And now, at the end, I just want to know if my touch, if my embrace, can do more than taking things away. Can I make anything? Can I leave anything behind?
I don't want to die. Please, I can you just let me go.
Oh.
I don't want to die, please. I
Oh,
don't want
cutscene.
mercy like this. Just let me go. I need him. I don't.
I hate these icy hands.
Yeah, suddenly anime. You get to... You're not expecting them to play one of her trailers yet? Well, her trailers are often, like, just cutscenes from the game that they also put on YouTube.
Get it over with. End its suffering. The Reaper has blessed your hands. Only you can grant them peace.
she doesn't know called what? Notice how she tried putting on the thicker pair of gloves. Oh, the deer anime.
Embrace death. Walk alongside it.
Oh, that's the one she got abducted. Lost fight? Oh wait, did she just go back? This is deep, yeah. So sad. Oh, this is when she left on her journey. Yeah, we have some extra context for this now. Her hands, she did not cut off her hands. What? Where did you get that idea?
Is that you, Castoris? All of them have gone, heeding death's summon, crossing into their domain. I must go too. I don't fear it, just I have some regrets. Watching people leave this world again and again, it must be lonely for you. You must want to desperately embrace them before they go. I can't. These hands, they're too cold. But Big Sister Castoris,
she's so
your
small.
hands are so warm, just like anyone else's. So go on, don't hold back. Give me a warm hug. On the day
I
that
have something to say about the deer.
You must have had many questions.
In a moment.
I felt just as confused. Why, as someone from beyond the sky, were you so cruelly dragged into Amphorius's fate? I wished I could take action, but no matter how hard I try, I cannot simply interact with the living as ordinary people do, even when we brushed against each other unintentionally in the grove. And it was obvious that nothing had happened, when an almost unattainable hope finally welled up in my heart. When I thought that perhaps my touch would no longer bring sorrow, fate declared to me. It wasn't that the curse of death had finally been lifted, but that your soul no longer belonged to this world. And there was nothing left for my hands to take. Nothing. And did I really think this time would be any different? It's not that I don't understand this reality, just that I'm unwilling to accept it. Having walked such a long road, I am still unable to find the answer to life and death. I am resigned to eternal despair. Anything
Thought she was a god?
I wish to
No.
hold on to,
She's a demigod.
death will inevitably wrest from my grasp. From that moment on, I lacked the courage to confirm it again. Until Ornyx laid bare the cruel truth before us. But now, perhaps I might have one last chance. Long ago...
Oh my god, and the happy music is starting again. The happy and furious music.
The souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, there shall be eternal separation. I found no surprise in it, for her words sounded not like a foretelling, but a perfect reflection of my past. Embraces in this world are born of reunions. Yet, my touch speaks only of farewells. In that moment, I had no doubt that this destiny would weave itself through the entirety of my life. And yet, things have taken a turn for the better. Now that I can finally have an audience with Thanatos, perhaps I can rewrite the meaning of that fated I have no reason not to give it my all, for your sake, and for my own.
Thank you for telling me your thoughts.
With that, I won't have any regrets.
Castro talked to you about the gifts she gave the other Chrysos heirs until you know it. She arrives at your gift.
Let's put that aside for the moment. We've arrived. I want to retrieve a small gift I specially prepared for you. I made it myself, like the trinket I gave Lady Trianne.
Yeah, the other option is just
something for everyone,
rude.
if possible.
A
The
pack of
journey to
Twinkies?
seek an audience
Tommy,
with the
what
Death
the hell?
Titan cannot be an easy one. I want to make full use of every moment I have before we depart, so that I don't have any regrets.
You thought it'd be funny? Okay.
No, it isn't. You'll know when you see it. Look, it's right there.
Oh no, it's gone.
Huh? Where did it go?
Oh, Cypher stole it.
What's going
Of course she
on?
did. I hope
Just
the
some
gift wasn't
handcrafted trinkets.
extensive.
Things that shouldn't catch the eye of thieves, anyways. What's this?
Ah, yes,
Coin
the
of
cat coins.
And a slate. So it's her.
Holy moly, a kitty
No
thief?
doubt about it. This is her favorite symbol. It's a Lady Cypher,
Introduction
the
to
demigod
Cypher.
of Zagreus, whom Lady Aglaia had spoken of. She's a master thief who's left legendary tales all over Amphorius. So many years have passed, yet she's still announcing herself in such a crass manner. Let's just do as the slate says and look for Lady Cypher.
Yeah, Princess Homebody. Yo, truly blah blah. Mama Rio Market. Okay, we're doing that next time. If I have time on Friday, I will continue this on Friday. Otherwise, we'll see.
Look, it's right there.
Okay, we are stopping here. We are not going anymore. Alright everyone, thank you all for tuning in today. I really appreciate that everybody was able to show up. Despite the unusual time. And stayed with me through all the stuff. So thank you all for oh wait. Chat's not there. Why is chat not there? Anyway, we'll worry about that some other time. Thank you all for tuning in. And I hope to see you all again on Friday maybe. I'll tweet something. If I am streaming or not. So, until then, have a wonderful rest of your week. And a wonderful night. Good night, everyone. Good night.